the session. Yeah. Can you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to concentrate on email to case first. So what are email to cases? For example, you are a customer, you have purchased a product from for example, e-commerce site, and you are facing some kind of issues with that. Okay. So what you will do? You will either go to the support, right? You can chat with them, you can call them, or you have one option to email them. What you do, you just pick up the email address support at 360degreecloud.com and you just email them. And what does it do? It creates a case in their environment, or you can say in the Salesforce org. And once the case has been received in Salesforce, the agents can start working on that particular case. Okay. I will give you a demonstration of that. I will definitely tell you how to create email to cases and how do they work. So for that, let me log into my personal log first. So before the call, I have created this today's cases list view. So here you can see it is going to show you all the cases that have been created today. So right now there is not any case. Now we will go to setup, and in setup you have to type email to case, email hyphen to case. Okay. As soon as you visit this page, you have to enable all those features. In my org, it was enabled previously. So you have to enable it, enable email to case. And once enabled, it cannot be disabled. Okay, you have to enable it. And after that, you can switch these options as per your convenience. For example, notify case owners on new case emails. For example, a new case has been created. So it is going to notify all the case owners, or you can say a queue member, right? A queue can have multiple users. So all those users are going to be notified as soon as a new case has been generated in the system. Second is enable HTML email. So emails are of two types, HTML email, and the other one is the text email. So text email is simple text format, and HTML contains all the HTML tags. It is going to show you like developers can consider it like HTML tags will be used. So after that, set case source to email. So source will be, or you can say origin will be set as the email, and save email attachment. So for example, you are generating, composing an email, and you want to attach some kind of attachments as well. For example, you want to attach the photograph of your denim that you have just received. Okay, so all those attachments that you are attaching with that particular email are going to be saved as an attachment in the case. Okay, so all those can be taken care of. And after that, you enable all these things. What you have to do, you will be seeing a new button in the end. Okay, new email to case. You just have to click on that button. Here you have to give a name, for example, service E to C. Email address can be anything. Let's say uh, save email address headers. What it does, I will let you know this once we practically. I will show you this thing practically. And if you want to accept emails from particular the particular domains, then you can mention those here. Okay, and after that, you can set a user is going to be owner of that particular case, the case which is being created in the Salesforce. What should be the owner? You can set the user as the owner, or you can set a queue as the owner. Right now I have one queue. Let me show you how to create queue as well. So for that, you have to go to setup again, and in setup you have to type in queue. and then go to queue. Queue is nothing. It is a bundle of users, and all those users are going to receive the cases on the basis of round robin functionality. Okay. Here you can create a new queue. Let's assume sales queue. Queue email if you want to give it or not. And then you have to select the object that this queue is going to take care of. For example, our queue is basically created for the cases only. So you can select case only. Or if you want to take another objects, we will be covering those objects like chat sessions, chat transcript in tomorrow's session. So right now we just need case. So we just have to select case and then select it. And then users, you can select multiple users from here. I already told you like a queue can have multiple users. Apart from users, you can select groups as well as role subordinates as well. Okay, so right now we need only just one user. Select it and then save it. So in this way you can create a queue. Now queue has been created. It is focused on what? It is focused on as object, which is case. Okay. So now we will go back to email to cases. From here, you can select queue. And in queue, you can see we have two queues, sales queues and as well as service queue. Right now, I'm selecting service queue. You can set the priority. Priority is what? It is a field on case, which is case priority. You have to select the value of that particular field, high, medium, or low. So as per your uh, convenience or as per the client's requirement, you can set it. And case origin can be set as phone, email, and web. I would recommend setting it as email, because if you will set it as email, then you will be able to figure out like this is the case that has been received from the email. So also case origin is also a field on case. So this is the value of that particular case. As soon as you click on save and okay, a verification email will be sent to this address, which is email vipul.jaswal. Okay. Now you have to go to this email address. My network is slow on this system, I guess, but I have received the email on my phone. So I'm verifying that. And we'll show you the email later on, I guess. Okay, no issues. So right now you can see it is asking you to verify it. And if I will refresh it, I have refreshed it from my phone. So you can see it is now verified, because once you receive that email address, it has to be verified. And as soon as you verify by clicking on the link that has been received on your email address, it is going to be verified automatically. Okay, now email address has been verified. If you will notice, we have received Salesforce has generated a new email address, which is email service address. What is it? So this is the main address that is going to play a vital role for creating emails, or you can say cases in the system, right? So any of the email that is being received on this particular email address is going to create a case in Salesforce organization. Okay, so if I'm a user, I just copy it. For example, let me copy this address. Now I will go to my Gmail server or any of the email servers, and you compose a case and paste it here. Let's name it as test of email to case in Service Cloud seminar. Okay. As soon as I click on save, what is it going to do? It is going to create a case in my system. Now you can go back to your today's cases. You can just refresh it. And case has been created here. You can open it up, go to details section, and you will see case owner is what? Case owner is service queue. This was what we selected while creating email to cases, right? Email owner should be service queue. Okay. So case owner is service queue, and similarly status is new, priority is medium. This is what we selected. Priority is medium. Case origin is email. This is a field. This is what we selected. Case origin is email, right? And after that, we have also received this web email. What is it? This is the email address. This is the email address from which I sent the email to that Vipul at that long email address, right? This was the email address. If you will go to here, you can see this is the email address. Okay. So what are the mappings? If we will talk about the mappings, what are the mappings? So anything in subject of email is going to be cases subject. Anything in the body of email is going to be cases description. Anything in the the from address of email is going to be cases supplied email. This is a field, or this is the API name of the field. Supplied email is the API name, and the label of the field is what? It's web email. Okay, so web email, if you will go back, then you can see web email is Salesforce admin at hotbrands.com. After that, the name of the Gmail account. So if you will go back to Gmail, you can see the name is Salesforce admin HBFOC, right? So name of the Gmail account is going to be cases web name, or its API name is supplied name, right? So these are the field mappings. And if there is phone number, then there is one more field, I guess. Company is there. Yeah, web company is there. Similarly, web phone is there. If you have your these credentials here, like if you have company name and you have phone number inserted in this Gmail account, then all those details are going to be saved in these particular fields. But these are the standard fields which take values as per this mapping. I will share this mapping in the group itself so that you can take this thing into consideration. Okay, so this was about email to cases. Now, for example, you have generated a case. Now agent can right now, as far as I don't think anyone is having any issues. If you have any issues, then you can just ask me right now. Anyone? No? Okay. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this was the simple creation of a case from customer's end. There is a customer, he is facing some issues. He has generated a case in Salesforce system. Now in Salesforce, we have created a case, Salesforce, we have received a case. This is the queue owner. Now queue owner will come and he can pick any of the cases. He can change the, change the owner from queue to itself. Now he wants to pick up this case, then he can pick it up. Now case owner is what? Vipul Deswal. Vipul Deswal is going to work on this case. He has received this case. Now you will see, like here, we have the in all updates, or you can go to email section. In email section, we have all these details here. If you want to see the exact body of the email, you can just go to view email, and in you will be seeing the email body as well. So all those details are automatically saved here. How does it happen? So save email address headers is playing the key role here. So if you will check this checkbox, then in the two section, in the related view section, you will be seeing the body of the email. If you will uncheck it, then you won't be able to see the first email here, right? So first email that is that has created the case is going to be stored here if you check that checkbox. Okay. Okay. So now Vipul Deswal is working on this case. He wants to ask the agent, like, what is the exact issue that you have faced? You have to just go to here. You can just click on here. Okay. You can just reply here. Is the exact issue? Okay. He can send the case. In Salesforce, we must have received the case, received an email. Maybe in spam. Yeah. So if you haven't received it here, so you just have to check it in spam. Looks safe. Okay. Now we have received this. What is the exact issue, sir? Now customer wants to tell him, like, this is the issue. So he just have to click on reply. He can we haven't received that product. Okay, this is the issue. Now you have to send this email to the long address, right? So this is the long address which is going to create cases, which is going to create the threads. So we can also keep track of the threads. So as soon as you copy this this long address, you paste it here. If you will go back to click on send, go back to Salesforce. We haven't received the exact product. So this has automatically created a thread, right? We didn't add anything. It has not created any new record of the case. It has automatically added the thread. How does it happen? Right. So this long email address keeps track of the cases that are right now in the system. So it automatically generates unique key. You can say unique key is automatically generated for a email that is being sent from the Salesforce. And as soon as they receive an email in the system, and at that particular moment of the time, Salesforce automatically like finds out like this is the key and this is the case, and it automatically creates a thread under that particular case, right? But right now, if you have if you have noticed, I sent the email to the long address, which one is this. I sent the email as a customer, I sent the email to this long address, but being a customer, I'm not able to remember this particular address. So what does business point of view say? From business point of view, what we have to do, like our support address is or you can say 360dc.com, right? This is our main support address. Okay, so in here, what I will do, I will set the forwarding. Any email that is being sent on support@360dc.com is going to be forwarded automatically to this long address. Okay, so in my server, I have to set a forwarding. Using forwarding, I will be sending any email being received on support@360dc.com to vipul.jaswal.com. And what it will do, it will automatically create cases in the system. We will not be, we do not have to take this thing into consideration, like we have to send emails to this long address or anything. So all those things will be taken care of taken care by this forwarding. Okay, so if you are practicing this thing, then you can definitely use this long address. But from business point of view, this is the thing that we do. And as soon as you create email to cases, this thing mentioned in the hint section as well, if you will read it out, salesforce.com automatically created the following email to cases address for you, and configure your email system to forward messages received at this to the email service address. So you have to add the forwarding for support@360dc.com. And as soon as you do that, all the emails, all the cases, all the threads are going to be created automatically in the Salesforce environment, or you can say system. So this was the thing that is related to email to cases. So you can try it out, and definitely you will be facing some you will face some kind of issues, but you can definitely reach me out and I can sort those things out for you. So this was about email to cases. And if I will go back to here, so what is email to case? You understood that. How does it work? I have already told you. So how to set up, this is also done. What is the standard field mapping? This is the standard field mapping, and I guess I have to put it in the Skype group as well. So it's in here, it's in the Skype group. So how to customize it for other fields? For example, if you have noticed, this standard mapping is only related to these fields, right? There are some priority. There is some priority field, and another one is origin field. So these are the standard field mappings. But apart from here, apart from this, there could be multiple another custom fields. Let's say there could be custom fields on case, which needs to be mapped automatically. In that case, you have to create an automation. So automation can be written on the criteria. For example, if origin of the email is origin of the case is email, in that case you can populate those fields as per your requirement, right? So custom custom mapping can be done using this this thing, automation. After this, we will switch to web to cases. You can try it out and let me know if you have any doubts, definitely. So now we will switch to web to cases. What are Web2 cases and how do they work? While working with support e-commerce companies, you must have seen a form where you fill some details. You fill your name, email address, or you can say your subject and your issue, and that automatically creates a case in the system, and that particular case can be taken care by any of the agents, right? So this is Web2 case. You can put that case on a website, and on website, and any of the customers can visit and they can fill out that form, and your agents can work on the case that has been generated in the system, right? So first of all, I will show you how to do that. So for that, you have to type in web and then select Web2 case. In the system, you have to enable Web2 case. Right now, we are not considering this thing, but at the end of the session, I will definitely let you know how to enable it. So default case origin is going to be web. You can set it out as per your requirement, but you can set it out as web, and then save it. Done. So as soon as you selected this, email to case, web to case has been enabled. Now you need to generate a code that needs to be added on your website. Your client will be using a website as well, like for example 360 degree cloud.co.com, right? On that particular website, there could be a form, and that form is going to create cases in the system. As soon as they click on the submit button, what it does, you have to redirect the user to a particular page. So you can type it out, include reCAPTCHA, just generate it. From here, you can select the fields that needs to be added on the form. For example, you can select status, you can select reason, you can select priority, right? And click on generate. It will give you a code. Just copy it and put it on Notepad. Here it is. Now a code has been generated. What we have to do? Just pass this code to your client, and the rest is his part. He have to add this code on his website page. He has to add a page there, and there he can add this particular form. But for your testing, how can you test it out? You have pasted it on Notepad. Now save it. Name it anything. In the save as type, you have to select HTML, right? Just save it. Now you have to double click it. So here you can see a form has been opened. Just name it Vipul. Well, email is vipul@360dc.com. Phone is 123. State of W2C. Status is new, case reason is installation, and priority is medium, let's say. Testing of W2C is the subject. Submit it. So if you remember, we had given the redirect URL as google.com. So it will automatically redirect you to google.com as soon as you click on this submit button. So you have been redirected to this URL. Now we will go back to cases. We'll see today's cases, and you can see testing of W2C case has been generated in the system. And talking about the mapping is as per the fields you have added in the system. For example, status is new, priority is medium, and case reason was installation, web email, web name, all those things are stored automatically here, subject and description. So in this way, this W2C, or you can say Web2 cases work. Now, after this, what is Web2 case? You understood that. How does it work? How to set up Web2 cases? How to add Google Captcha, and how to add designing and field level constraints. So this part is for developers. For designing, you can see developers can see like this is a simple HTML code. You can definitely add CSS, or you can add any constraint. For example, you want to make this field as a mandatory one, you have to add required equals true, and in this way you can add those kind of CSS or constraints here. Now talking about Google Captcha. If you have added this form on your website, then there could be chances like someone could be, or script could create multiple cases, or dummy cases in the system. So to ignore that, it is recommended to add Google Captcha. Like Google Captcha is what, you are not a robot, that kind of thing. So that is a Google Captcha. If you want to add that, for that you have to have a Google account, and from Google account you have to generate API key and its secret token. Okay, so for that, let's go to first of all, go to Web2 case in Salesforce and require reCAPTCHA verification. Enable it, save it, go back to Web2 case HTML generator, and here you will see it will ask you for API key pair. What is it? If you will look it up, create a new one, it is going to ask site key and secret, right? So from where we have to get it? So for getting it, you have to type generate reCAPTCHA key, sign into Google accounts, select the Google account which you want, and here you can see you have the option to generate it. Now label it as anything, for example, service cloud seminar. Name could be anything. Verification type version 3 or version 2. In version 2 you can see there are multiple options. I'm not a robot, invisible reCAPTCHA badge, and reCAPTCHA Android. So I will be selecting I'm not a robot one. Now domains. Domain is what? This is a domain on which your this Web2 case code is going to be placed. For example, you want to place it on 360degreecloud.com. So here you have to give the domain of 360degreecloud.com, right? And right now we can test it out on, let's assume we can test it out on sites. So site is what? Site is somewhat like the domain. So it is a public domain which can be accessed from outside of the Salesforce, right? So for creating that, go to sites in Salesforce setup. And then here you can see I have a site right now. Or if you do not have, you just have to click on new, give the site name, label, site contact, make it active. This is the thing that needs to be enabled. So make it active, and from home page, right now you can select any of the home pages, for example, answers home. So all those things, after doing all those things, a site will be created, right? So we have a site right now. Just copy the domain, go back to reCAPTCHA, paste it here, and accept. Okay, click on submit. As soon as you click on submit, API key and secret will be shown to you. Copy it out. And secret is here. These are API keys and secret. Now we will go back to web2 case. So in this way, we can generate API key and secret for our website, right? Now go back to web2 case HTML generator. Select the fields that you want. After that, return URL. And then in reCAPTCHA API key pair, just click on the microscope icon and click on new. Here, give the name Service Cloud. Site key. Site secret. Yes, I lost it. Guys, if this meeting ends, you can join using the same link. Service Cloud. Okay, then save it. Okay, as soon as you click on save, then click on generate, a code will be shown to you. You can copy this code and give this code to your client. Okay, and they can paste it on their domain, and from domain they will be seeing the Google CAPTCHA as well. So I will be showing you that as well. So in the next meeting we can show you that, so you can join using the same link.